Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Josh, and this is the 24/7 news report. The main news today is that Everton are interested in Jamie Vardy. Apparently, he's on our shortlist for this summer. Leicester would be looking for a small fee, and apparently Everton did look at Vardy during the January transfer window 2022. He is 36 years old, just been relegated with Leicester, but he is Premier League proven. It's a tough one here because he has been in the Premier League for a while and does have that experience. He definitely knows his way around the goal, as we know, to our cost. But 36, he is getting on. Although with links to Ashley Young, it does seem that we are stuck in a position where we kind of have to get players like this. So. It might be a good idea. Obviously, we do need attacking options, and I suppose even as a squad player, Vardy would be good in that role. We did put out a poll on Twitter, and so far 54% of you said yes to Vardy coming to Everton. 12% were unsure, and 34% no. So it doesn't seem to be something everybody agrees with, but I do think if you think about it logically, having a good squad player, even if it was for the bench, Vardy would be good. And as we've seen when he played against us, and I'm sure in other games, he definitely does have something in the tank still. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Next up, Lyon's Musa Dembele is on Everton's shortlist this transfer window. He is 27 years old, attacker, plays for Lyon. I've not seen him play. I've heard little bits about him. I've heard a lot of people who do want to see him at Everton. We did put out a poll on this, and 86% of you said you would be happy to see Dembele come to Everton. 10% were unsure, and 5% said no. So it does seem like the majority of you who filled in the poll do want to see Dembele at the club. So. We'll keep our eyes on that. West Ham are said to be interested in Alex Iwobi. Now, Alex Iwobi is a very weird player. If you look at his stats, I've seen stats and they don't look too bad. But when you watch him, there's something about him that he just looks. He's quite, at least in my opinion, quite a frustrating player to watch. But he does seem to have impact. I think mentality-wise, he's got a decent attitude. I don't think I would want to see him go just yet. He definitely still has a role to play at Everton. If we got rid of him, that's just another attacking player we would need to fill in. And right now we are struggling to cover the holes that we have in the squad currently. And a lot of them holes are to do with our attack. So I don't want to see him to go to West Ham. Next up, Sheffield United are considering a move for Everton defender Mason Holgate and have asked about taking Maupay on loan. This would be great. I think Mason Holgate's time at Everton it's come and gone. I think he isn't going to be used consistently, and I think it's getting to the point where we have better backup. He's shown little glimpses this season in spells where we've needed cover both at centre back and right back, and he's not impressed at all. He got sent off in one of the games. It was something I think a lot of people knew was going to happen when they saw his name on the team sheet. It's just that he just isn't what we need, and I think it's about time we move him on. He's getting older, and for someone who, when he came onto the scene, he was a youth prospect, and it's because he's not really had a consistent run in the team. In my mind, at least, he's always stayed that age. So every time I see his age now, it's quite surprising. But yeah, he's not what we need. He isn't or hasn't been in anyone's plans when they've come into the club. So I think we need to see if we can get some money out of of Mason Holgate, and obviously we want to see Maupay go. So if we can get a double after Sheffield United, that will be perfect. Werder Bremen striker Nicholas Fulkug, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, apparently is a long-term target for Everton. The 30-year-old German international has scored 16 goals in the last season, so again, another striker. Good to see another striker in there. If these links are to be believed, we're definitely looking to bolster our attack, which at the minute isn't. It is something we really need to do. We really need our attack to improve. We put out a poll on this player. 60% said yes, 27% were unsure, and 13% were against the signing of Nicholas. So I don't know anything about this player. I've never seen him play. But 16 goals in a season isn't bad. Definitely something we could use. Whether he'd get the ball rolling instantly is one, something we'd have to worry about later down the line. We just need to get players that can do us a job in. So we'd have to keep our eye on that. Another attacking option linked is WEGHORST. Sean Dyche apparently wants to sign the Burnley striker. I'm not sure about this one. WEGHORST hasn't really done much to impress me, and apparently hasn't done much to impress many other people, as we polled this player as well. 27% only said yes, 14% were unsure, and 59% of you said no to WEGHORST. And I think that probably would be the general consensus of the Everton fan base. I don't think he's a player that most of us would want. It hasn't seemed to impress many people. I like that we're looking at strikers. I don't know about this one. I don't know if he'd do a job with us. Everton are still interested in signing Anthony ELANGA from Manchester United, who are said to be open to discussions. I like this. I like the idea of ELANGA, young attacking player. A lot has been said about him links wise, whether it be a loan, just straight up, or a loan with an option to buy. I think it'd be a good signing, whether it be a loan or not. But I think we'll have to keep our eyes on that. We polled this player as well. 57% of you said yes, 23% were unsure, and 21% said no. More people for than against on this one. And finally, Everton are interested in Juve midfielder Denis Zakaria. West Ham, Marseille and Nice are also interested. A player I've never seen. I have heard the name, but I've never seen him play, so I wouldn't be able to comment, but would be interested to see if that gets any further than just this link. Midfielder, is it a position that we really need to get at the minute? I think out of all the positions we need to improve on, I don't think the midfield actually at the minute is something we desperately need. I think a right winger, striker obviously, left back would be great. Although with the possible signing of Ashley Young, we'll have to keep our eye on that, because he can play left back. So anyway, that's all the news today. Let us know what you think about all the news that we brought up. We put polls out on a lot of the news, as I've mentioned today. You can get involved with a lot of these. A lot of them are still open, so let us know on Twitter through the polls or in the comments what you think. How do you feel about Jamie Vardy coming to the club? Do you think he's too old? Do you think he's past it? Or do you think he can do a job? How do you feel about WEGHORST coming to the club? Do you think he should stay away? Or do you think he can link back up with Dyche and get us firing? Anyway, I've been Josh. This is the Toffee Blues news report. Thanks for watching.